What's going on? Just got from the
Good.
gym. Today I want to talk about problems when you're not containing. Number one, you're not being disciplined about the type of women that you are attracted to. You also are not controlling yourself, with those temptations of the women that's coming around you. Obviously, if you're ejaculating, obviously, you're not doing the work to, pay attention to your feelings, your urges. You're not meditating, you're not allowing your big head to beat your little head. And the thing about letting your little head, if you know what I mean, win is that your little head doesn't have direction. Your big head guides the little head. That's why your big head is on top of the little head, because it's superior. So you always want to be thinking in your most superior way. And that's with your logic, that's with your spiritual side, that's with your long-term decision making. And your little head, if you allow your little head to win the battle every time, your little head is going to run you into a wall. It's going to run you into the wrong woman. It's going to run you into situations where you don't benefit, because your little head is all about pleasure. It's all about getting what he wants. But your big head knows what you need and knows what's best for you. You're tired and you're lazy. I remember when I relapsed, you know, I think I went 90 days, and I remember the day I relapsed, I felt all my energy getting sucked out of me. Your semen comes out of your, I think your, correct me if I'm wrong, if I get the word wrong, but your epidermis, it contains the semen. So I felt the semen being drained out of my epidermis, and I literally felt the energy coming up out of my body, and I took a nap. I literally just fell back and took a nap. When I was retaining, I was barely sleeping at that time of day. I was writing topics for, videos. I was writing topics for my ebooks. I was just always thinking of something productive that I needed to be doing. But that time I had relapsed, I just fell into a sleep for at least 3 hours that day before I got back up, and I just didn't have that same energy. I felt like I had like natural caffeine in my body, where I was just always up. I was up at night. Just thinking of other ways to, better my life and just do, next level things with my particular life. But when I wasn't retaining, I just wanted to sleep. I lost direction in life. I lost focus. I just felt like I was just living, but I didn't have a purpose in life. You know. So that's what happened. I just didn't. I lacked effort. I wasn't seizing the moment in my life. I wasn't giving 110% effort, even at the gym. My strength was gone. I told you guys when I bench pressed and when I was squatting, I was like putting new plates on the bar each week. But I remember when I had relapsed, I lost my strength. I lost my strength. It's like when Samson got his hair cut off. He lost his strength, and I had to go extra heavy just to maintain that consistent strength that I had each week. And I was just making it harder for myself to maintain that level that I had put myself on. Had I just kept retaining, it would have been easier, and I would have been backed up by my body, the retention of my semen to keep staying at a higher level. So I had to push twice as hard just to stay as strong as physically strong as I was. I wasn't, number one. Another thing is that I wasn't paying attention to the people around me. When you're on the semen retention, you have this energy building up inside of you. You are paying attention to the energy. You're aware of the type of energy that you're having. But when you're not retaining, it's like you just have you're not fighting off the vampires. You're not fighting off the vultures in your life. People calling you, they want to talk about their problems. People asking you to do things, and what happens is that it sucks the energy out of you, and you don't have boundaries, or I didn't have boundaries about how I deal with people, and how long, and what's my limit of the people that I'm going to deal with. I was just allowing my energy to be sucked out, and when those people left, I felt drained, and I had an overall negative feeling that was just sitting on me, that I just couldn't figure out why. And I realized that you've been ejaculating, you haven't been retaining, and you're not fighting off these vampire people that's coming into your life. We already know that the vampires is also the porn, of course. The porn, the thoughts that come around you, those are also energy vampires. A tendency that happens is that when we start ejaculating and not retaining, we just open those doors again for those things to come back into our life. We open those doors for the porn, for the naked women, for, not controlling our eyes and our lust. And we open those doors for those negative things to come back into our life when we are not retaining. And I can admit that when I'm not retaining, I kind of you just fall back on those old lusts that push you back in the place where you got to be like, man, I gotta start back retaining, man. I'm letting all this stuff back into my life. I'm letting all this negative energy back into my life. And that's one of the biggest things of why we need to keep retaining, is just to fight off those demons, those negative spirits that attack you. You feel like you're the chosen one. I don't get into the chosen one thing, but you let those things back into your life, and it brings you down back to your lower self. Your sexual energy, you're not allowing your sexual energy to build up. Your sperm count is low. Your sexual energy is being reduced. It's being reduced. You can't get it up like you used to. That's also a double-edged sword about not retaining, is that you're retaining, so you are your urges are strong, but at the same time, your erections are also strong. It's just that when you're not controlling those urges, even if you don't retain, it's kind of hard when you're provoked. So that's when we get into the transmutation, and we get into the meditation, and get into the cold showers. But a good thing about retaining is that I would rather have a higher sperm count. I would rather have a stronger erection, but that's another video. But those are some of the things that I realized, and that some people also realize when we're not retaining. We just become weaker. And I never want to be in a state of being weak at all. I don't want nothing in my life to be weak. So I like to stay strong, and I want to do the things that make me a stronger person. So keep retaining, stay strong, stay masculine. Remember, your masculine energy is also this same energy that we have to keep retaining. And we already know how society is always trying to suck it away in different ways. So keep retaining, stay strong, and be the best version of yourself, and do the things that's necessary. Hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Peace.